You're lying next to someone who cares about you. They're right there. But you feel alone, not physically alone, emotionally alone. And the worst part, you don't even know how to explain it without sounding ungrateful. So you stay quiet. But that silence is getting heavier. Why does this happen? On the outside, everything looks fine. You text during the day. You share meals. You sleep in the same bed. You even laugh together. But something feels thin, like you're playing the role of partner instead of being one. You start editing yourself. You soften opinions. You swallow certain feelings. You avoid ruining the mood. And slowly, you begin to disappear in small, almost invisible ways. Psychology calls this emotional attunement. It's the feeling of being understood without having to perform. When it's missing, your nervous system notices, even if your mind doesn't. So you compensate. You try to be easier, less complicated, more agreeable. And then you wonder why you feel unseen. The loneliness isn't about physical distance, it's about emotional resonance. And without it, your brain starts sending subtle distress signals. Not dramatic panic, just a quiet ache. A low hum of disconnection. Visual, empty room with sunlight. And here's the strange part. You might not even be fighting. There's no obvious conflict, just a subtle sense that something important isn't landing, that your inner world isn't fully met. So you ask yourself, is something wrong with me? Why do I still feel alone? You're not broken. And this isn't you being too needy. Loneliness in a relationship is rarely about weakness. It's usually about misalignment between two nervous systems. Your brain evolved for connection, not proximity. Connection. There's a difference. Proximity is sharing space. Connection is sharing emotional states. And when your emotional signals aren't mirrored back to you, your brain interprets it as social threat, not because your partner is bad, but because your attachment system is designed to detect attunement. If it doesn't sense it, it assumes something is missing. That assumption is ancient and automatic. Let's break this down. Your brain has something called an attachment system. It operates largely through the amygdala and limbic system. Its job? Scan for cues of safety in relationships, tone of voice, facial expression, responsiveness. Think of it like Wi-Fi. You don't see it, but you feel when the signal drops. When your partner responds warmly, your nervous system relaxes. Oxytocin increases. Stress hormones lower. Your body feels regulated. But when responses feel flat, distracted, or emotionally mismatched, your brain experiences micro disruptions, tiny signal losses, and over time, those add up. Here's a simple mental model. Connection equals emotional signal, Sentenger. Emotional signal received, emotional signal confirmed. If step 3 doesn't happen consistently, the loop feels incomplete. You share something vulnerable, they change the subject, you express stress, they offer a quick fix instead of empathy. You feel something important, but it doesn't fully land. So your nervous system pulls back, not dramatically, just slightly, and that slight pull becomes distance. That distance becomes loneliness, even in the same room. We won't fix this with surface level advice. This is about retraining emotional signaling. Here's how. Instead of saying work was exhausting, say, I felt overwhelmed and kind of invisible today. The brain responds to emotional labeling by calming the amygdala. Research shows that naming feelings reduces limbic activation and increases prefrontal regulation. When you label precisely, you give your partner a clearer signal to mirror. Real life example. Instead of I'm fine, try I'm actually feeling a little disconnected tonight. That clarity increases the chance of attunement. After you share something vulnerable, pause. Don't immediately fill the silence. Let the emotional signal hang for a second. Your partner's nervous system needs time to process and respond empathetically. Slowing down increases the chance of synchrony when two nervous systems align rhythmically. Example, you say, I've been doubting myself lately. Then stop. Let them respond. That pause creates space for connection. Say, can you just reflect back what you're hearing? When someone mirrors your emotion, your brain experiences validation. This activates reward circuits and reduces cortisol. Problem solving doesn't create the same effect. Mirroring does. Example, instead of them saying, you'll figure it out, you want, it sounds like you've been carrying a lot alone. That's the signal confirmation. Pay attention to when you emotionally retreat. What triggered it? Flat tone, distraction, quick advice, Awareness activates the prefrontal cortex, giving you choice instead of automatic distancing. Without awareness, your nervous system defaults to self-protection. Example, you notice after they check their phone mid-conversation, you shut down. That awareness lets you say, "When that happened, I felt like I wasn't important." Now the signal gets a second chance. Build one daily 5-minute check-in, no logistics, just emotional state. Repetition builds neural pathways. Consistent attunement rewires the brain's expectation of connection. Predictability reduces attachment anxiety. Example, each night, what emotion showed up most for you today? It sounds simple, but repeated emotional confirmation strengthens bonding circuits. Here's the simple model to remember. Loneliness in a relationship isn't about distance. It's about interrupted signals. Your nervous system is constantly asking, did they feel me? Not do they love me, but did they feel me? When signals are sent but not confirmed, you slowly begin to feel invisible. So the work isn't becoming less sensitive, it's improving signal clarity and signal response, two nervous systems learning to synchronize, like waves adjusting to each other's rhythm. You're not lonely because you're flawed. You're lonely because your nervous system wants resonance. That desire is not weakness, it's biology, it's design, and it can be rebuilt, not through dramatic talks, but through small moments of being felt and feeling back. The next time you feel that quiet distance, don't immediately assume something is wrong with you. Ask a simpler question. Was my signal heard? Because sometimes loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about waiting to be understood, and understanding can still be learned.